First win. What are you
Yeah,
talking
that
about?
was that was fun. That was fun, but I wish I got to sleep in more.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, this week is all about Sunset. So, what do you guys know about Sunset?
Mid
What?
map.
Yeah. What? Oh, you don't like Sunset?
Not really.
Why not?
I just
It's,
don't like mid, and I don't like B. Hey,
I don't
sorry.
like I don't like going planting and just playing a retake as a defender on B. Almost
Okay.
like every round.
So retakes are hard.
Yeah, because they're just out spraying the bomb from the main. At least that's like what it looks like usually.
Well, that's the old meta. A lot of things changed in the past
Yeah,
few weeks, right?
I'm
And
still not used to the new sunset, so yeah.
yeah. So we're gonna talk about that, all the new changes and how that changes the map, and then just kind of I'm gonna talk mostly about how to play post plants and retakes, because I want you guys this week to pick out the comps. Okay, so I have some recommended agents, but I want you guys to pick agents based on everyone's comfort, so that we can focus on our retakes and post plants and our comms and those. How do you guys feel about that?
Eh.
Eh?
Wait. No, my fault. I misunderstood.
do you
Yeah, it's fun.
do you like picking your own comp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
All right, cool. So, after this game, or not, sorry, after about 30 minutes of this class, I'm gonna have you guys break up into your teams, and then figure out comps with each other, and I'll kind of go back and forth and help you guys. But first 30
We only
minutes
have
of
two
this,
people.
well, that's all right. Yeah, you showed up, so you get a lot of say in what the comp's gonna be. I'll tell you that. So congratulations for showing up. Now you guys have a lot of influence on how your team's going to be playing this week. That's why you
Ain't
show
too
up to these
easy.
things. Okay, so let's go through the agent classes and talk about which ones, like which agents we should pick on this map. So controllers, what do you guys think the best controller is?
Almond Viper.
Okay. Anyone else?
Brim Clove.
Brim and Clove. Okay. Um, I'm gonna say Omen is definitely the best all around. Okay.
Yeah.
He's very versatile. There's a lot of elevation on this map. There's boxes he can TP up on. You're
There's
like
new
in
armor in
mid
the B main.
market. There's one oh, you talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good for holding B main for sure. Or you could hold it from back here too. So that's a good call. Yeah. There's also this one way. Any smokes can go on this basically, but yeah, Omen's definitely a good one. His flashes are super good too. Like if you're going
Yeah.
on a B rush, you can throw a flash like this. And this smoke, by the way, this one, some people like it here, some people like it here. Um, I would say this one's gonna be better because this whole doorway, like if it's out here, people can get out, push the smoke, and then have like another angle that you have to clear. But if you have a ton of util, like if you have an omen flash and then like a neon or raise dashing in here, then you can actually smoke here. So it just depends on how you're taking it, whether to smoke here or here. Um but you need a smoke agent who's going to keep smoking top mid, because the way this map is designed, if you can deny this information from the defenders on attack, then you can rotate across the map much quicker. If you don't deny this, you have to rotate all the way around, which takes a while. And this is a very key part of the map. This mid and then this top mid area right here. So you need a controller who can cycle through smokes. So that's why I wouldn't say Brimstone. I'd say you want something with rechargeable util. And then Viper is interesting, but
I
what's the
think Viper is
problem?
more like for double controller, you know?
Yes, though I was gonna ask
Yeah.
that question. So you could only have Viper if you have double controller, right? And what's the issue of having double controller?
Hitting us. Power
Slow.
to take side.
Yes, and you're gonna lose out on an initiator or a duelist, right? Or a sentinel. So it's much harder to play a double duelist. So I don't, or double controller. So I don't recommend playing double controller in this map. On Pearl, it worked because we were playing like the alts, like the Astra alt was great on B. The poles worked, right? The Viper wall was really good, but on Sunset, single controller is definitely better. So we got our controller here. And again, if you guys want to run a Clove or something, you want to go for a more aggro comp or Astra, you want that more util, you could run it. But I'm just going through like, here's the best overall one. It's Omen. Okay, now let's talk Sentinel. Who's the best Sentinel on this map?
Cypher.
Cypher was the best one. Like I really like Sage
Cypher,
on this
maybe
map,
KJ.
but it's like controversial to pick Sage here. It depends. It depends on the team comp and what gameplay we're running.
Okay, what's the okay, if you're running single Sentinel, what's the limitation on Sage?
You have nothing to hold flank.
Yep. And what's another one? There's one more.
It's harder to hold side. Way harder.
Just
I
if
don't
they
know.
break the wall, then you don't have as much smoke.
Okay, close. The reason why Asian like Cypher is so good on this map is because he can put a cam like here and watch B main and market, or he can put a cam up here and get early information, and then still have trips left over to watch mid and have one for main. Like he can be all over the place with his utility, and he can watch all these lanes so that you can have your other agents pushing the other side of the map. So you can stack all your agents more towards another side and have your other lanes covered. So
Yeah,
this is
the main reason why I like Sage because we can wall B, so we can easily air take side on B one offense, and then on defense you can just solo put Sage to slow down people on B, and you can just send like 3 people flying and 2 people rotating from side, and
okay.
then that's a good retake also.
Okay, what's the issue? So are you talking like this?
Yeah, kind of like this.
Okay, or this?
Yeah, either one of these two.
Well, let's just talk about this one. And this is a thing that people always do with Sage on a bunch of different maps. What's the limitation with this wall if you go and plant?
It's easier for them to take side control
For who?
for defenders.
Yep, it's much easier for defend because you're not taking full site control here, so you're super limited. So what could happen is like a breach could aftershock you out of this position, or because breach is super common on this map, or a raise could throw a nade in here and shut down your plant, right, and then break the wall.
We
And
just lock in Gecko. Gecko's since the wingman. If wingman dies, someone else plants. We also have race for a molly. We also run double control for a second molly with Viper. We also have
okay,
yeah.
okay, all right. So
There's a lot of combination.
so I'm just telling you though. Okay, you
With
want to
TGW,
play
I know.
back in main with like this was the common strat. You'd plant.
Yeah,
You plant here, and then you
you run away.
go back in main, and then shoot through the smoke, right?
Yeah,
The changes, let me just hop in game and show you. It's a little different now. Now you can only plant like here, right? So it used to, and this main used to be bigger. So you used to have more space for spamming right here, but now it's in the corner, so you have less area to spam for the post plant, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so and there's no cover back here. There used to be a big box right here,
yeah.
so
I
you
know.
could play around the box, but now there's not one. So what does that mean? If it's harder to play back in main and play the post plant back here, how should we play B when we plant?
Some are on
On
side. There's a
site.
lot of crosses. There's a lot of crosses you can play.
Okay, so the key entry points are market and boba, right?
Yeah,
So lucky us, we can play a crossfire like this and this
yeah.
right here. We can play a high-low right here, like this, And we can have a guy here peek off either this crossfire or this crossfire. So this is kind of what the post. I'm kind of getting the post plants now, but this is kind of what it looks like.
Okay.
So you have crossfire. You have 50-50s on both the doorways, and then you have. I'm just throwing a random agent here. Then you have one guy that can peek off either of these crossfires, and if somebody dies, they can still peek off each other here. And this guy is safe from this angle here. The way
Unless
it
he gets
is.
aftershocked.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that for retakes, and he can always peek here with team. But
Yeah.
okay, so that's just a little bit into post plants, but let's keep talking comps here. So I heard Cypher, I heard KJ, I heard Sage. What about Vise?
I don't like Vice like at all.
Why not?
Like
You
on
can
this map,
jump
I guess
her
she's
wall.
good, but I just don't like her in general.
You can just jump peek her wall. And
Yeah, you
it's
jump peek her wall, and then all she has is
useless.
like slows, and then her blind is easy to break. You can't really use it unless you do like a fake
Go
cam
peek the
esque.
wall and she's
All right,
useless.
so I'll tell you guys this now. Vise is broken, okay? But you just don't know how to use her yet. And the community, the Valorant community doesn't know how to use her. So, perfectly cool if you don't want to run Vice, but this is kind of like what a Vice setup would look like. You'd have the wall be main, because now Cypher trips can't go in here. They're like Cypher trips are much harder to use as defender, and they raised this so the one ways are not as good for Cypher as well. So Cypher is really struggling, but Vice can throw this wall here, have a slow, have a hidden flash where they can peek off the flash, right, and have like a peek off flash instantly, and then
can
have a
literally
slowdown
Euro
for
clone.
market.
We can Euroclone this as well. That's what just
Who's running Euro on this map? Who's running Euro on
Me?
this map, Patrick?
Me?
Us.
All right, if you guys
Us?
want to run Euro, cool.
I'm
But
either
I'm just
running
saying.
Euro or Neon. I'm either running Neon probably. Maybe
All right.
Jet.
Well, I'm just saying this is a really strong setup, so I wouldn't rule it out. Okay, if you
You can
got
still
someone
jump
who
peek
likes
it.
playing Vice.
You can still
Versus,
jump.
why do you like playing Vice?
What? Or
Ashton.
Versify?
Well,
Do you like playing Vice?
I've never played Vice before.
Exactly. See, so we're not running
Okay.
Vice.
Well, anyways, so I'm gonna say Vice is a good pick on this map. Even if and it's a new agent, so people don't know how to play against it. So those are your advantages for picking a new agent on a map that just had changes. Those are your advantages. Okay. Now, okay, so Cypher, he used to be really good with this trip, like I was saying, but now you have to just place a normal trip and maybe have like one kill trip on site, and the one ways aren't as good.
You can
So
still use one ways in your
so-
support.
yeah, but it's not as good. It's not as oppressive, right? So everything is just not as oppressive. So what I've been seeing players do is they have like they play them on A with the trip mid, and then you can actually do a one way, like right here. Let me show you.
Oh yeah, I've. That's how I play Safer whenever I play.
So
Fine.
even though
That's what I'm saying.
Cypher's not as good as he was before, he's still a really good pick because of this cam and this window you can throw pre-round, right, to get early info on attack or defense, and then you can just like that's a pretty good one way. But anyways, so you guys have a lot of Sentinels to choose from, and there's a lot of different philosophies here. So so we have controller here, probably
think-
your Omen, and then these Sentinels, you guys can choose different ones. KJ's doesn't have a lot of good ult placements, which is why I don't like KJ on this map. So I'd recommend either doing Cypher or Vise. Probably not Sage,
Yeah.
unless you have a Sage one trick on your team.
Exactly.
I think we run Yoru.
We gotta recruit the Grim. We gotta
All right.
Grim.
Let's before we go into Duelists, let's get into Initiator, okay?
Yeah.
Who's the best? Well, first of all, do you need one or two initiators on this map, do you think?
One.
I like running two initiators.
I mean, obviously two is great, but I don't think we run two.
I like running 2 here. 2 here.
Okay,
is
which
broken.
if you were running one initiator, which one would it be?
Gecko.
Silver.
Gecko or
Gecko,
breach.
Sova,
Gecko or breach.
Gecko or
is
breach.
Gecko is Sova, I would say.
Okay.
I don't like breach as a single initiator.
So-
He just sit and smokes and then breach. It wouldn't a
Yeah.
single initiator.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I would say for me, you want to run double initiator, 100%. You run breach and Sova,
Yeah,
but
that's
I could
overpowered.
but I could see if you run Gecko in place of one of these two. But let's look at around. I got a couple recent game changers matches here where they ran double initiator, and you guys can kind of see how they play it. So this is the comp they run. They run fade, or well, they run an info initiator, so either Silver or Fade, then Cypher, Neon, Breach, and Omen. Okay, so let's just see how this round's played here. And let's take a look at their setups first of all. They have Cypher on A. They have their info initiator getting early info on A main. And then they have Breach closing the switch, which is super common. And then they have Neon and Omen here, probably setting up like a one-way and then like stuns. So and then on attack, we see Cypher defaulting into B main. Like try to see if there's any early aggression there. Sova watching mid, either darting it or droning it or just holding it. And then our 3 pushers here trying to get tiles in mid control here. And then one of them's watching A. So there's that smoke top mid, which is really good. And then there's a defender one way into A main right here, which is really good to get early control. But they're not doing it this round.
Like, Wame kind of passive holds it.
So look at this cam that this Cypher put up into here. So you can get a lot of early B main control here. You could either do it here or in the window to get info on defender aggression into B main. They can't even tell where the cam is.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you notice, the attackers realized that there were 3 defenders towards B. So that signaled to them that, hey, someone's probably watching mid, so that leaves 1 person left on A. So they rotated to A and just went super fast into this rotate. So how to play this map is you want to find the weak site, and then you want to explode onto that site, okay? And usually you want to start mid, break the door, smoke top mid, just to put some pressure so that you'll figure out where the defenders are quicker, and then you can execute on a site based on which one's the weaker site, okay? And now that Cypher isn't as broken on this map anymore, if Cypher's solo on A, he doesn't have a lot of places to hide. He just has the sight box, and it's super limiting. Because
You can
like
also play alley, you know?
yeah, you could, but I'm just saying like that's where a lot of people play. You guys are gonna see that a lot in your premier matches, and you can just clear it with the breach clear, right? Or you could throw a omen flash in on site and completely destroy that spot and collapse on it on 2 sides. So let's just see how they play it here. Okay, what we notice on that site push?
We didn't clear the default.
Oh yeah, this is a key spot. You got to clear this
Yeah.
with some sort of util. So I want you guys to keep that in mind when you're building your comp. Okay, we need something to clear out this corner or this corner on B, right? Or these close corners. You need. That's why 2 initiators is really good because you can clear out these corners that you otherwise would probably get shotgunned in, right? So you need something to clear out these corners. Another thing is the breach ult super strong on both sites. It covers like both of these sites super well, and it allowed these guys to get onto A. Like this omen had to fall off. So let's keep watching.
both players, Vanya, gonna double back and regroup.
Cover going out.
Love the moves coming out here from the defenders. Both teams of the attackers, this is a lot of
And something you notice on this map, there's a lot of rotates, like from the defenders across this area. This is a very weird rotate here, but from the attackers. But
Just try to read them.
there's a lot of rotates here, and if you're a lurker on this map, like if you're a cipher, you can walk up and deny these rotates, right, or get an easy flank. So this is a key area of the map.
cues, though. They can hear this from top mid.
You can see the reaction. Mimi, Vanya, both here gonna hear it. Romy on the cross gonna get punished. Spikes now down. You got 10 seconds here. By Zeke just has to be. I mean, you shouldn't be able to get away with this. That's a 1v1, but like 2 goes and.
Yeah. Okay. So that was one round here. Let's watch one more. That'll help us. So this one is going to be, this is a main contest, okay? And a main on this map is contested a lot, okay? Because for the defenders, if they get this control, they can have like a very fast flank, and they can also just get someone to hold this angle for any rotate. So it's a key area for defenders. For attackers, if they get a main control, then they can threaten a site push on both sides here. So it's a key area for both teams here.
All 4 members dodge. She wants this opening and she gets it.
Yeah, that could open up so many chances now, but again, there's still 3 more players here on A. That's so much presence here. Does Mimi try and make some presence happen? No, just that high-low sub on towards elbow.
The issue, though, trying to push this is if you don't get past here, if you don't threaten one of these corners here, one of these lanes, then the defenders can peek you both at the same time, and you don't have a lot of place to go. So you need a lot of util to get past here, which is why initiators are good. You can send a Sova Dart in here. You can you could send a drone up to the left, either a Sova drone, Fade Dog, Gecko Wingman, anything to help you here. You can throw flashes. So you need to have enough util in your disposal here on attack to get past these lanes.
The side, and it's just a pause, right? Trying to see if anyone's gonna make any oversteps. Anyone gonna try and find more information, but no. Patience from G2.
Yeah, they want to buy a little bit of time for Michaela to find something towards this B, breaking that camera.
Oh, big old. That's a lot of info found, and look who's getting in their faces. You can see the.
And you see here, like the Fade Alt was really good. You could also do a Breach Alt in this place, and that'll get this whole area. The Oma Flash is super impressive on this map.
Consideration. G2 fancied a bit, but didn't go for it. But they're taking a long old rotate, and Petra's gonna spot it on the cross. That's at least 2 players noticed. But Michaela's made it out.
Yeah, if you're crew, you're absolutely happy with it.
Okay, what do we notice about this rotate?
That's really fast.
Like which one? Both.
From both teams. What do you notice?
It's
Who's
very
quicker?
fast. The attackers,
Attackers,
Yes.
because they can
Why?
Go through mid.
because they can go through mid and they also have like Cypher looked up.
Okay, yeah. So the smoke here again. Why I was saying having regenerative smokes is super important because you can rotate fast through mid. If you didn't have this, then you'd have to fight this guy, and it'd slow you down, or you'd have to rotate through spawn, right? So, so having some sort of mid control is good, and being able to rotate fast is good. That's why Neon's good. Raze is good as a duelist on this map. So yeah. Okay, now this will kind of look at post plants a little bit.
With this, you just burned one of the biggest tools for G2 to get back into this site and retake. Plenty of positioning here to get an optimal post. Spike planted. This utility on the back of Mimi, though.
Yeah, but she's far away and has to give away position.
Okay, so look at this post plant. Me personally, I would have more people on site here, but you have one person. Here, I'll just go in the game. So you have one person on this box here. You have one. This is a really good spot as well. You have someone here, peeking off this box person, and then you have one person behind this box, holding across with either this guy or this guy. And then you could have one guy main. I'd personally have everyone on site though on B. Let's keep watching.
But then doubles back towards market.
Yeah, breaking that trip was actually huge for G2, but that pick for Konir. That should be the checkmate.
It feels like it, right? There's no other way that G2 can find any avenue forward. Romi's going to play ahead of the smoke now. Yeah, I think they're feeling this one's being called off even.
So you see, like, if you play on site, like, this is a doable retake on a lot of maps. It was a 4v 5 at one point, but because there's so many spots here, and they don't really have as much util, this retake's really difficult. So, okay. So we have our controller, our sentinel, and then we have initiators. We either want one or two, but if we have two, we kind of want breach in here, right?
Yeah, Breach and Gecko, I would think.
Yeah, breach and Gecko's good, or breach and Sova, or if you're going solo, you want Sova for sure. Okay, now duelists. What are the
Yoru.
duelists we like? Yoru, we
Yeah,
like Yoru.
Yeah,
You're new.
Okay.
Yoru. No, I'm not. I think Nor and Yoru raise.
Okay, what makes you guys so excited about Yoru? Maybe I don't know the tech.
Yours like
His
I just
clone is
like
very good, and
Okay,
it's
so-
Claw
cheap.
is good to counter a lot of util. His ult is basically the ultimate drone. He could get like ton of info off his ult and it's really cheap. Also, and his abilities also allow to rotate fast with his TPs, the same as Neon.
And he
He
can
only
learn.
like I think when you're running Yuri, you just need two duelists, because the only bad thing about him is kind of entering.
Well, if you think about it, he has a free. If you're going on a Sentinel site, you have a free entry. If you flash out and everybody goes out, but you put the clone first, then he breaks all chips and.
But like we don't have like this dash bar, because when you TP, they can just camp TP or something.
Okay, so we're
I feel
figuring
like when you're
out
running
that
Yuri, you just need two things. You just need two duelists when you're
yeah.
playing Yuri.
Okay, so if we run Yoru, that means we need to go one initiator, right?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna run a one initiator comp, you want to have two duelists. But what I'd recommend is probably not Yoru, because you can break all those trips with Raze. Like Raze is super, and Sova can break those trips. So as long as you have teamwork, you really don't need this Yoru. And Yoru is really hard to play with. Okay, just from trying to. We only have 1 week on this map, right? And Yoru, just from experience, is very hard to play with. So I'd recommend not using Yoru. Okay. But same with Neon. Neon is a high skill ceiling
Neon.
agent. Because you have to get your timings are way different with a dashing in Neon. The stuns are great on this map, right? Because you can stun like these mains and slide on people. You can get a main control with this stun,
You
right?
can even set up trap and aiming with Neon stance.
Like if you do a
You can do
one way
anything.
here and then Neon stun, something like that,
Yeah.
then Neon's really good, right? So how I'd rank these is you want Raze is the best for sure. It's most played in ranked, and then in team play, Neon and Raze are the most played. Yoru is you tack them onto one of these two as well, right? Okay.
How about the
Okay, I
Jet?
think that's it.
All
Okay.
right,
What's the limitations with Jet? What's the strengths and the limitations?
I'll be right back. I gotta go warm up food in the air fryer
Okay.
and put it in.
So strengths is a good entry, but weaknesses is probably util breaking. Like you cannot break util, or like your util is pretty limited on this map.
Yeah. Yeah. Jet's Jet also, the op is not super great all the time on this map. There's a lot of ways that the enemies can, and a lot of them run double initiator, and there's a lot of close angles, so the operator's not super great. So Neon and Raze are good on these maps, like Split. They're good on close quarters maps with a lot of corners, because they can clear out those corners with their util.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why I want to run
Okay.
Neon, but you're saying that Neon is high.
Well,
ceiling.
you could run Neon. I'm like I said, guys. You guys are picking the comps this week. I'm gonna help you build strats around your comps, right? But for the most part, I want you guys to play agents that you're comfortable on. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that being said, before I break us into both teams here, does anyone have any questions about the map?
I would want to ask if is it like not recommended to play 2 Sentinels? Like, is that bad?
I think you could run that. Okay. Which Sentinels would you want to run if you did double Sentinels?
Sage and Cypher.
Sage and Cypher.
I would also like a hunter.
Is Sage good on Sunset?
I say no. I say no.
Oh.
But you can run it if you want to run Sage.
But
You
you
know,
can
you
make
can
it
run a
work.
little bit
You can
like
make it
this.
work.
Okay, what's the limitation of double Sentinel? Real quick.
It's hard to attack and retake.
Yes, for sure. So you're gonna get a little bit better defense for a lot worse attack,
You just
right?
get
And
that default
retake.
way more in attack.
Yeah, so you have
get
to
that,
play
like, default
slow.
every
You have to play
round,
slow
yeah.
and work the map. So you get.
Kind of also
So just
like
think
how
of that
Sunset
when you
works.
build your comp. How do you want to play it? Do you want to play a super like rush heavy comp or a
Back.
super default heavy comp? So that's the first thing I want you guys to decide. Do you want to play more rush or more default, right? Okay. I almost forgot. Let me just go over this. A post plant. So usually what happens here, like the early aggression on A's, like you throw this one way. And then if they contest this, you want to go back, then you throw this one way. And then you have some sort of
Like Cypher Trip.
you have like Cypher Trip. If you play Cypher here, you put like a trip, and then you have playing on site's kind of bad. But if you have Sentinel here, you're kind of playing more for a kill or two, and then retake together. If you have a lot of people here, like say you have like a breach and a raise.
So this map is like more like based off retakes in general.
Well, I mean, sure, a little bit,
Like getting
especially
space
now
on
because
one side
Cypher's
and then getting space on one side and then retaking the second one, kind of, or stacking the second one if you're fast enough. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And then like the plant spot here on A is going to be here. This is the best plant spot. And then on B, the best plant spot is going to be either in this corner or up here. And why are these two spots the best?
You can, because there's only like really 2 areas they can diffuse from, so it makes it easier for like spraying the spike.
And it's also really safe.
And it's also
Yeah.
exposed to the most angles.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And they just changed this area here. It used to be all the way out here, so you could have a lurker come through market. Like a common push was you would have everyone rush in, and then Omen would lurk, and then come around and spam. But now you can only do that if you plant here. And what's the issue with planting here?
In the open when you're
And
planning.
you're open.
You're
Yeah.
just getting
Wait,
You can
wouldn't it
just
be
sprayed from everywhere.
wouldn't it be
and
good to plant there if you have like full market control though?
if you have a stage wall,
So-
you can thunder.
So yeah, if you're gonna plant here, you basically you always want to plant here or here,
Here.
unless you plan on having a lurk through market, or like Patrick said, if you're going or a bunch of you said, if you go through a split B push and then you have market control, then you can watch
Or
it from
if
here.
you're running Sage, am I right?
Sure, if you're running Sage.
Yeah.
All right, sounds like you guys.
I don't
love
think
Sage.
I don't think he likes the Sage idea. I don't know. He seems
up to us,
very
though.
against it.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So now I'm gonna break you guys up into both your teams here. So go into your team chats in just a minute. And first thing I want you guys to think about is, are we doing more of a rush comp or more of a default comp? Okay. Then after we do that, we're gonna talk which agents we want to play. Okay. And then I want you guys, once you figure out your agents, to post it in your chat and ping me, and then I'll help you build strats for it. Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that for the rest of the hour.
Okay.
If we come up with a comp and then we ask for suggestions, will you give us suggestions?
No, that's literally the point. Like you guys are gonna
Okay.
pick up a comp, and then
Ooh.
I'm gonna give you guys some like simple strats to like help you with that comp, and I'm gonna kind of guide you on like, okay, you did this comp. I'm gonna help you with its strengths and weaknesses, so you guys can play around those. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Me and Travis have a crazy strat
we're
already.
We have.
Marcus and I were talking about it, and we're in a little bit of a pickle. So we were hoping.
Let's discuss it in the team chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Don't want to
Okay.
enhance.
Well, and you
talk
guys can collaborate with each other too. Okay, because we're all on the same team, in the
Nuh-uh.
server here. So you guys,
You know,
all right.
Nah, that's
If you want to
crazy.
play
he
it
just
that
got
way.
Blake
Nuh-uh.
just got nuh-uh.
No, but seriously, you guys are all the same team. So if you have some good strats you want to share with the other team, that's good
Mhm.
sportsmanship. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Go break up.
Are we gonna
I'll-
like
I'll
break? Are
hop
we gonna
in.
like break up and then like come back together? Like,
Probably not.
What are we doing?
okay.
Are we 5-stacking?
No, we're figuring out. You've been listening, bro. We're
No, I
figuring
kinda
out.
just got here.
No, we're gonna figure out the comps for each team, and then I'm gonna help you guys build
Okay.
strats around it.
Got it, my
All
bad.
right. All right. Okay. And then Wyatt, you can just follow me. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with Crinklers first.